Hello everybody, welcome to the live. Let me just show my wirings. Nursa would die if she saw my cables right now. Alright guys, we're gonna do a little bit of a comic book read tonight that's not really related to the rest of the comic book club. I am Barbara Gordon. I'm just going to do a quick sound check. I hope you guys are all well tonight. Jose Chiabi 94, hi, welcome. Okay, so tonight, let me bring this down a little, my levels, my audio levels. I do like this mic, but I went down this whole like rabbit hole about grounding your mic and your sound so you don't have hum, but beautiful. I don't seem to have hum right now, so thank you guys for joining. I'm going to take these headphones off, and then we're going to go right into the read for tonight. Hi, Pokey. Welcome to the live. I'm playing as Barbara Gordon. I think this is kind of an ode to my earlier walk where we walked by what looked like Arkham Asylum. So what we're going to do is we're going to be reading Nightwing. I was going to do, my whole plan for this evening was actually to do my little skit between Barbara and Kara, just kind of like a Crisis on Infinite Earths ode, talking about what it means to really be a hero, right? I went down a little rabbit hole about like 2 songs. Let's listen. Oh, there's two early morning lives. When I took a walk and I decided to do a live at the same time. It's kind of like the first time I kind of did that, because typically I do the lives like these, like in cosplay, right? So my non-cosplay lives, you know, but it was less than 30 minutes, which, you know, I guess if I'm looking at like the TikTok algorithm, they kind of penalize you for stuff like that. But alas, whatever, it's okay. It inspired me for doing today's read, which is going to be Barbara Gordon reading you guys Nightwing. As you guys know, I have a girlhood crush on Dick Grayson, the first Robin. In that live. Well, I'm going to do more of those ones. That was more of like a tester teaser, and I wasn't really prepared for certain things. And I tried to go in and like purchase some cannabis. I don't know what I can say on TikTok or not, because sometimes they get mad at me for things and other things. Stan, Barbara, how do I feel about the Lanterns trailer? I'm sad I'm not in it. They kind of do leave me out of like the big ultimate crossovers, you know, like besides Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you look at the other stories, I'm kind of like not in it. Hey Damon Bat, hello, welcome. So I'm playing as Barbara Gordon, who is the first Batgirl. There are a few Batgirls. I do have some love for all of them. Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, as well as Alicia Silverstone from the version in the Burton verse, which isn't canon but is still part of the universe, right? Hi Gwen Stacy. Oh, Nightwing's still in my purview right now. He's unmasked and resting. So, and it's fun because did you guys know that Dick Grayson, Nightwing, has a doggy named Bitewing? He's got 3 legs and he's so cute. Like I mean, we all know that Wolfie's crypto. He's got like the one ear and everything, right? But look at this. Look how cute that is. You can see Bitewing here. Wait for the transformation sequence because, you know, he's got 3 legs. What does one of my D&D guys call it? Like he's a tripod. The cutest tripod, right? Oh, see, you can see here. So we're going to do a Nightwing read. I wanted to show you the big, there it is. I wanted to show you guys that. Look at that outfit. You know? He looks pretty sweet. Technically the second Batgirl, but canonically you're right. You are correct, Stan. You're a true comic book nerd. If we want to go into the true heritage of Batgirl. Like, if you're going into true comic book lore. Let me get into the Lanterns trailer in just a second, because I'm actually part of the Discord server for the DC, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like the DC Wiki, because I try to do, so who is the first Batman actor? I guess. Veda is sleeping, my babe, Gwen Stacy. Let's see here. Batgirl has her own TV series and turns into a speedster. Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at things. So how do I feel about the Lanterns trailer? Here's my opinion about the Lanterns trailer. So I believe it's HBO that's doing it, right? The look and feel of it is very True Detective. If you guys have watched True Detective, that's with Woody Harrelson and who's the other actor? Babe, do you remember who the other actor was in True Detective? Matthew McConaughey. Yes. All right. So that True Detective season 1, great show. I feel like there's like a similar kind of vibe with that in terms of like the whole idea that the Lanterns are essentially, law enforcement on a galactic sector, right? On a galactic scale, rather. It was Master Chief's birthday. Is it Master Chief's birthday? I thought Master Chief was a Cancer for some reason. I have to go back into the lore. No, because I have a bunch of stuff that we have to figure out in terms of my production stuff. So that's a lot of stuff going on in the back end for that. We also have another game that we want to start playing, which is Resident Evil Requiem. Because I think it's first person versus third person, which I will say my version of Nightwing prefers first person immersive games. Share this. I haven't been on it. I've been writing. I've been trying to finish my book and actually getting it published. So here's the fun balance between all these things, right? Where, it's fun to live perform. It's fun to do the dances and stuff. But like, there's always like the sitting down and being like, listen, I got to do the choreography. I have to sit down and like make the plan. I have to make the production schedule, all this kind of stuff, which is like not exactly the most fun stuff, but is necessary. So I was like, oh, I need assistance and a team, but I need to also then lay that all out, because I've been in situations before where you're like unpaid intern or whatever the heck, right? And people should be paid for their efforts, right? I've been in situations where it's like, oh, exposure or what have you. But here, like, it doesn't necessarily always have to be monetary, but the exchange of energy should be one that's like less like we're trying to like, I'm in a big city. So there tends to be like, when there's a scarcity mindset, we're all just trying to like, crabs in a bucket, trying to get out, instead of being like, oh, wait, I think I meant requiem. Oh, gosh. Oh, don't. So let me just not pronounce it. It's like when I first read the Green Lantern Corps comic book and I called it Corpse. I kept on calling it the Green Lantern Corpse. So it was like, oh, it's Corp. Requiem. Oh, there we go. Thanks. That's like when I was learning about how to say Harbinger, which was also very hard for me. I blame it on my foreign parents, because my mom is Filipino. My mom is Filipino, my dad's South African. And so neither of them, English was their first language. And so I read a ton. And I did take English literature in university. But in your head and pronouncing it, those are two different things, how it goes. So without further ado, let's get into the read. I don't want to be too late tonight. I wasn't actually planning on doing a comic book read tonight. My schedule as it goes for the Cosmic Comic Book Club, my standing schedule is Tuesdays at midnight Eastern Standard Time. I think we're going through a portal right now as it comes to time space, because it's supposed to be daylight savings time, right? You spring forward, fall back, right? I used to hate this because I had curfew back when I was growing up. And so springing forward was like, oh, you have like less time out and that kind of thing. Yeah, was my language, because both my parents are born in Georgia. Yeah, but I love Georgia. You're like from a southern state. You have probably like those like like my name on Instagram's like Sugar Rachel, right? But not like sugar, like more like Southern hospitality kind of sugar, like some lemonade on a hot day kind of sugar. So, during the showcase. Okay, I got you. Well, I mean, the game looks really good for Resident Evil. I love Mila ever since the Fifth Element. She's, and also too, I do find that the lore behind the Resident Evil thing, it's very much like what we're going through right now. You know, like sketchy corporations, weird experiments, you know, mutations that were caused by like the government, that kind of thing. How did you know my family is Southern African parents? Gwen Stacy, I just guessed. I have a lot of love for like food from that world. Like when I used to compete in fitness competitions, we went down to Vegas and I remember eating at this place and I love like gumbo and like Louisiana Cajun kind of spice, you know, all of that. There's also a movie called Angel Heart with Mickey Rooney before his face got completely changed in like Sin City. It wasn't because of Sin City, it was because he had, I think, punched in the nose too many times or had some sort of surgery and it changed his face. But Mickey Rooney's in it. I forget the actress, but Angel Heart, and it takes place in that whole Creole. There's a word. There's like Louisiana magic. Swamp Thing kind of deals with it too. Oh, very cool, Gwen Stacy. I have actually visited way back in the day because my dad actually had some friends down there. So it'd be kind of fun to kind of visit, you know? We do a little like a world tour and do cosplay and comic books live from like city to city, like a traveling performance group. Okay. Oh, Sunnyvale. Hello, hello. Welcome. Or stopping by to say hi from the moon. Oh, yes, yes. To all my moon children out there as well. I hope you're well. Okay. He needs a grilled cheese sandwich. Oh my gosh, so funny. I've been working on a map to make a 2D side-scroller game with Wolfie as the hero called Quantum Wolfie Adventures. And Pokey's been definitely like a fun inspiration for that. So it'll be fun because it's going to be infused with the rest of my like saga world. But because everything's related quantumly. And then I've been doing a lot of due diligence lately in my own writing to just make it make sense, you know, even when we're dealing with like superheroes, right? Like, why does Superman have powers, right? You have to set parameters around it. Otherwise, if you have just like ultimate God mode OP all the time, where's the fun in that? Oh, hi, Xavier. Welcome. So today, I created my own video game back in college. Oh my goodness, what kind of video game was it? That's cool. Come back to it. Bring it back. Because everything's a little bit of a game. Like there's a way. Games to me are very special just because I've told you guys this before. My dad was a prof in comp sci, so games as a way to communicate things like education and storylines. It's like a fun way of doing that, right? It's also like an immersive way of, you know, there's Halo movies you can watch. Hey, Dandy Money Man, thank you for that. And welcome to the Cosmic Club. We're doing some Barbara Gordon. We're going to do a Nightwing read tonight. Or I guess the vanilla cupcakes. Of course not. Of course not. Extra vanilla. So I'm going to go into the read. Xavier, I did not know there were even Smallville comics. Shame, shame on me. I have a Halo comic book though, you guys. Maybe I'll bring that out tomorrow when we talk a little bit about Halo lore, but I would read the Smallville comics for sure. Xavier, I'm so behind. I'm so behind, yet so ahead and stuff. It's like the Flash. He's always late for everything, even though he's like the fastest guy ever, right? Because you're too much ahead that you overthink it and then you end up behind because you're in like 5 different timelines. So, Nightwing, yes, everyone's taking a little sleep. We're all in shared dream state right now. So, let's read some Nightwing. I actually, Dick Grayson is an interesting character, right? Because his original creator, so going back to like Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Stan was right in the chat that Barbara Gordon technically is not the first the first Batgirl. Technically, it's just like how Kara Zor-El technically is not the first Supergirl canonically in terms of how they told that story, right? Hey Aubrey, it's been a while. How are you? But when we take characters like Supergirl and Batgirl, they are meant to be the female counterparts to the heroes of Batman and Superman, right? And not necessarily just to be like, oh, like you're just the female version of this, but what does it mean to be the masculine feminine mirror? Just like how we've talked about before, you guys, of like your masculine and feminine version of yourself. That's the same idea when it comes to these archetypes of Batman versus Superman, right? So I have a few comic book reads where Supergirl and Batgirl have conversations, right? Where Batgirl has a lot of, like, have a little bit of imposter syndrome because it's like, I don't have powers. What the heck am I even doing on this kind of team where, like, you have literal, like, people who can fly through space and people can, like, bend time and sonic screams that can shatter steel. So, like, what do I got, right? You have human genius, right? And that is the whole idea of like Batman as well. Like Batman has no powers, but he has all the resources, and also he's a big teacher to everyone else about being a detective, right? And so bringing this back around to my commentary on the Lanterns, I do think that style by which they're telling the story, that gritty, localized crime feel, would have lent itself better to a different type of DC character, such as maybe Constantine, such as maybe John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, who actually is like a private investigator. So they could have done something a bit more gritty and dark with those characters. The Lanterns themselves are galactic in nature, right? So it's why Hal is like, why do I want to join your little club here on Earth when I literally have a whole sector of a galaxy that I have to deal with, right? The Wild West of the entire space. So I feel like, I mean, like, there's something to be said about Hal training Jon Stewart, and I really like that. But there is more to it than that in terms of the Lantern's core framework, because they aren't alone. The Lanterns function underneath the emotional spectrum of everything. And when you say lanterns, it's not just the green ones. You got yellow, red, orange, blue, indigo, the star sapphires, right? So, and they each harness different emotions, and it's more granular than it being like evil good, right? Because sometimes you have justified rage, you have justified fear even, right? So purple, right? Do we have a purple? Well, I mean, the star sapphires are technically violet light, and they represent love. And if we line up, Batman is also more than is Rachel. I'm iridescent. I've always had trouble picking a favorite color because it kind of depends, right, on context. So I do like the whole idea of being like holographic, reflective, all the different colors depending on how you look at things, at like a crystalline kind of color, right? And I welcome you guys not to like put yourself into a box of being like, oh, I'm always going to pick this color, right? But to try things out and be like, oh, maybe I'll try this color on, right? And to have, I think, a bit more play with the different things. So anyways, let's go into the read, kaleidoscope perspective. I love that. I love the word kaleidoscope too. Let's bring that back. So pink is always going to be my favorite. Pink has its own special meanings too, I think. Pink and the star sapphires. Did you guys know, actually, the Star Sapphires are supposed to be like a woman-only crew, but that's not, like, Jeff Johns has said that, like, it's typically only women, but it doesn't mean they don't take men. And the first Star Sapphire was actually Jon Stewart. Right. Mr. Militant Jon Stewart took on, was actually worthy of the Star Sapphire ring. The unfortunate part about the Star Sapphires is that the ring is very parasitic. So you know, when your consciousness interfaces with it, it can kind of like overtake you. It's just like how when you fall in love, you like lose all logical capacity. You're like, oh, I'm doing this in the name of love, so like it all matters. Yeah, right. So, I mean, I've Carol Ferris, who is Hal Jordan's love interest, right, and in the movie, right, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Oh my gosh, why am I saying her name like that? But there's a lot of drama with her, right? Like she accused her co-star Justin for something that is now turning out maybe not to be true. And I really hate that kind of stuff because it really disrespects women who have gone through certain issues, right? Because that does happen. And then I've also been friends with guys who've been falsely accused of things. So it goes on both ways. It's hard to kind of talk about the situation and being like, only these people are good and only these people are bad. And that's why stories help, right? And that is how it is, unfortunately. But yeah, I know, right? And thank you so much, Aubrey. I appreciate all that. So I was talking with you guys earlier today when I was doing my little walk about how I actually owe a lot to male creators for making these characters, right? So, fun fact, the character Gardner Fox, or is it Fox Gardner? Oh my gosh, I'm probably saying his name wrong. But the creator of Batgirl also created Zatanna, and I think Zatanna shares her birthday with him. But it's all to say that a lot of wonderful female characters that I love were created by men, right? A male imagination created that, right? So just like in my own story, as I am crafting my dragon knights, creating the Knights of the Camelot Wheel or the Knights of Frequency, I have to imagine what it's like if I were a guy, like how would I act as a hero, right? And I think this is a nice practice for us to do with each other, especially like as someone who's married. You know, your masculine self, maybe it would be nice if my masculine self was like friends with my hubby's masculine self, or even better, his feminine self and my masculine self actually really like each other, you know? But it's just realizing these different aspects in us and learning how to play with them, also realizing the biological body and avatar that we're in, expressing that right now, right? Thanks, Pokey. You guys are great. Pokey, you know what? You know what it is? People will usually do whatever they can get away with. That's the thing. That's temptation, right? Hey, crazy talk, right? And so that's why I tell people, like, I can appreciate beauty. I don't get mad if hubby is going to notice a beautiful woman. I will also notice that beautiful woman. There doesn't mean like he's gonna go out and like ask for her number and like cheat on me, right? Acknowledging beauty in others doesn't take anything away from yourself. And I've tried to like help my other girlfriends get used to kind of doing this because us hating on other women doesn't help anything, you know? And unfortunately, women do this thing where I've been friends with some of these girls. I'm not friends with them anymore, where it's all a power play. So what you were saying, Pokey, like oftentimes the essay allegation will come because they have been scorned, right? So let's say the woman wants to try something. She's like, I'm hot-ish. Don't you want to be with me, right? And the guy's like, listen, I got a wife, or like, I'm just not into it, or like, I can't, right? So he's trying to put up boundaries. And also too, like the whole Me Too thing has made, I think, guys a bit more apprehensive, understandable. So the one's like, oh my gosh, how dare you? Well, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to make an accusation about you. And what are you going to do about it? No one's going to believe you. I'll just cry. I can cry in command, you know? So listen, like there's some like, and it goes both ways. I'm not saying guys don't do this ish either, right? Like I have friends with a lot of gay guys. They have relationship issues that like, it's the same kind of thing. This is just about respect with each other, right? Father Z is doing great. Oh, they're asking what you. Yeah. He's doing some research. Also working on tracks and stuff because he is a DJ, right? And I'm a dancer, and You know, there is stuff when you're freestyling, you do stuff live, but you got to cook in the back, you know? Like, you know, you go to like eat at a restaurant, like maybe you don't need to see the secret sauce being made necessarily for you to enjoy how it tastes. So, Kevin's always shirtless. My babe. It's for me. Exactly. So, also too, what I mean by holding superhero avatar bodies, the biggest thing about the Bat family is that they are human, right? No superhero powers here, right? So everything comes from like working out. You got to be able to train. You got to do martial arts. You got to like, you get hurt. You have bruises. You probably need to have like Epsom salts and stuff, soak, right? And Dark Rider, hello, greetings, greetings. So we're going to do a read from Nightwing. Now, Dick Grayson's an interesting character, right? Because the original Robin is, of course, Dick Grayson, but as he evolves into becoming Nightwing and the leader of the Teen Titans, as well, his name is actually Kryptonian in nature. Nightwing's actually a Kryptonian god, a dragon god, actually, right? So Nightwing and Flamebird, there's a whole story about that I've done a few times on this live with Supergirl. She will revisit that tomorrow with you guys. Because she'll talk about like reclaiming your origin story, as well as all the different myths that contribute to it, right? So let's just get into the read. I love this because in this story, Barbara and Dick are actually, I think, married in it. They're like in a relationship. And that's also the other beautiful thing about comic books. Whatever version you vibe with, you resonate with, you can love, right? And the one you love doesn't necessarily need to negate anyone else's love for anything else. They can all add to each other. So let me just guess this and then, okay, good. Okay, so we're going to go for maybe 15 minutes. I'm going to give myself a timestamp on it because this is not the real read. This is like one that was inspired by today's walk and being like, wow, is that Arkham Asylum? Oh, and Patrick, thank you for the heart me. I have completed the first stage of my fan club quest, but the art in this is quite nice. I'm not the biggest fan, I will say, of how Barbara looks in this, but there is some nice art pieces. So, that family love, right? Let's begin. Let's see here. Blockbuster is dead. What a name. Roland knew your identity? Yeah. Well, I guess you dodged a bullet there. I wanted justice, Melinda. Not this. I meant his heart was torn out. So, as cautionary tales go, the punishment had to be above board. Heartless has taken that away from us. The last Blockbuster is still active. That's funny. I miss Blockbuster though, you guys. Like, you know, renting real VHS movies or DVDs, the discount bin for like $2 or whatever, the weird beaded curtain that had like all the movies that were kind of sketchy behind it, you know. It's in Oregon. We should do a little visit there because I have a Blockbuster, a cosmic Blockbuster in my Dragon Warriors universe because dragons love stories. And so in that world, stories are like currency. So the way you get passage from one way to another is to tell a good story, right? And stories come in all forms, including VHS tapes and DVDs, if you guys are still not familiar with those versions of, tangible media. Okay, Blockbuster's gone, Nightwing. His hold on the city has gone with him. Why does the punishment matter? It matters. Because if justice isn't done, someone else will think that they can fill in the void. Indeed. You're protected from on high, Maroni, but now your protection is lying in a morgue with a hole in his chest. He's like, oh, what's this? Blockbuster kept highly detailed accounts of his operations, and your name is all over it. He basically collected evidence for us. And it gets worse for you, because Blockbuster itemized all of your challengers. He listed every single high-profile criminal you had murdered, put them in spreadsheets like they were business expenses. Now we're new here, so you probably know how corrupt this police station is better than we do. How long do you think it will take for this evidence to get out? How long until some very powerful grieving crime families know you've crossed them? So they're already like, it's like the cops are playing like, oh, we already know we're corrupt. I'm going to jump a little bit ahead, just, to the good stuff where, you have Batgirl and Nightwing teaming up, double motorcycles, kind of fun, thunk, and they have the bang and the whap, bang, whap, zap, and see, wood, kick. Excellent. Yes. What the hell? Your man here was about to put a bullet into me. Damn it. I can't even protect you from my own people. We'll take Maroni. We can keep him safe. Are you sure? We're sure. But what about you? I'll be fine. They only want Maroni. Keep him hidden. We'll meet on Monday. What? I'm not going with these people. I guess you guys wouldn't want to go with Batgirl and Nightwing, I guess. And they're off. He's freaking out as they're jumping across the building. Keep going. I'll deal with anyone following. I'll be right behind you. Okay. Call if you get lost. Gotham Woods lies on the outskirts of the city. The forest stretches for miles. Herc. Too many people have walked into these woods and never walked out again. Which makes it a great place to hide. Where is he? Can anyone see him? Of course not. He's hiding in the shadows, and he's out. And a better place to hunt. Oh yeah, nice superhero pose after taking down the bad guys, Nightwing. Batman has about 3 of these safe houses. Of course, Batman has a bunch of bunkers, you would think, right? So, Batman has about 3 of these safe house bunkers in this forest. It could be more. He's not exactly open with his secrets. I assume these mostly exist in case Bruce ever wants to brood remotely. But it's a good place to stash a wanted crime lord. Indeed. I'm going to tie you to the couch so we can all get some sleep. And he's like, all right. I don't know what you're into, hero, but being tied up isn't exactly relaxing to me. And Nightwing, I don't know about this pose from Nightwing. Look at that. The way he's looking at him with his baton, yeah. It's okay. I'm going to tranquilize you. Huh? And so he clicks this little baton. Click. Pff, and he's out. And Batgirl says, you have a question for me? Oh, let me just check. Did Hero while she was pregnant? You know what? I feel like if Barbara, as Oracle, is still able to fight crime, even being pregos, I don't think that'll stop her, girl. Still gonna move right to the end. Also, I used to work in fitness a lot, right? And I worked at a studio called Flirty Girl Fitness once upon a time, which is a pole dancing studio back in the day. And I remember there's a girl there who used to teach a Zumba class, and she was pregnant, I think like 6 months pregnant. I did not know because I'd always see her from the front and she always wear like black leggings and then I only saw her from the side when she was fine. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant? She's like, I've been pregnant for like 6 months. I'm like, what? So, like, you definitely, yeah, you can definitely do that. Hi, Bella. How's it going? I hope you're well. We're reading some Nightwing. It's a little bit less heavy than, like, some of the stories I have been reading you guys, like Crisis on Infinite Earths and, like, Constantine and, like, these really, like, almost tragic tales, like, sometimes happen or, like, necessary sacrifices have to be made. But I want to do a little bit of, like, some love between Babs and Dick, you know? And the double entendre there, I will take it. So I say the Titans have agreed to look after Bloodhaven and Haley. 3 days in an isolated bunker in the woods. This is perfect. Oh, really? The mob boss downstairs doesn't hurt the vibe? So they're in a bunker by themselves. So finally, it's like Batgirl and Nightwing are like, oh, we have a whole bunker to ourselves. The mob boss that we have held hostage is just tranquilized. Perfect. Sets the mood. And so Batgirl's like, oh, you tranquilized him, right? It's like pillow talk for superheroes. Sure, he's sleeping like a homicidal baby. Oh, then it's perfect. And she like takes him into her arms. And then I suppose at this point they get down, right? And then it's the next morning. We cut away. We don't get to see that scene. That's for members only, I suppose. Good morning. Did you sleep well? No, your tranquilizers only last 3 hours, and this place has thin ceilings. I've never thought about superheroes in relationships. Oh, really? Well, you mustn't spend that much time on the internet. I'm going to untie you now, but don't you try anything stupid. We're going to be stuck together for a few days. Let's not start off on the wrong foot. Do you understand how many people are going to be looking for me? And how many people want me dead? Yes, you are impressively unpopular right now. But we're safe here. There's no one around for miles. Nightwing? What is it? Outside. There's a taxi outside. And I don't understand how. I mean, there aren't any roads here. How did you get here? And then from the cab, oh, hey, Nightwing. What the? So who do you guys think is driving the cab? This part gets kind of crazy. Do you guys know who that is? My name is Rick Grayson. I need you to get in the cab. And then Nightwing. Oh, I love the chibi versions of everything, you guys. And then you can see here. This is a cool panel too, actually, I think. So now we're going to kind of go into Nightwing's mind. I'm not actually familiar with the storyline that leads up to this, but we'll go for like a couple more pages. Bloodhaven. Now. Olivia. What the heck is that in the dark? You are not real. You're not real. You're not... Oh, we're very real, Olivia. And we're coming for you. Your time is nearly up. And then it just cuts away. It's like when you watch those, like, sometimes there's shows, you're like, who the heck is this character? Are they important? What the heck? Thanks, Aubrey. And thanks, you guys, for joining. And I cannot show the bottom half. Do I want another restriction from TikTok? No. All right, guys. I'm going to go for these two panels, and then we're going to wrap for tonight. And then tomorrow, Superhero School begins. So Supergirl will be back, Kara, at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And we're going to be doing a little 80s inspired workout because it's going to be Supergirl 1985. And then later we're going to have a bit of a lab as to how movement is related to resonance and frequencies and how you can actually cultivate the hero within. There's more you can find on that. I think it's on my link tree if you want to sign up for that. And I also have a few scholarships available if you just DM me, so let me know. Okay, last 2 pages, my friends. The Gotham Woods. So Nightwing looks at this guy, this Rick Grayson guy, and says, "Who are you? Oh, you don't recognize me. Oh, wait. You lost your memory when you were Rick Grayson, so you might not remember. After you were shot in the head, you became this guy for a while." And Batgirl's like basically looking at Nightwing talking to himself in his own head, and she's got this big, like this look on her face, like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Just a moment, just a second." He's like, "Shh, shh, I'm dealing with something. Look, I don't know what this is, but you can't be here with that face." "Oh, right. Anonymity." And so there's a big puff of smoke, and he changes into this form. Like, it's like when, I don't know if you guys were around when I read that story where Nightwing got superpowers for like 48 hours, right? And he kind of had this, he was like Nightwing Gold kind of thing for a little while. He's like, "Is this better?" And Nightwing's like, no, not really." "Why not? Is it the ponytail mullet? Personally, I think you can make it work." What's happening? Who are you?" Just your biggest fan. I've always wanted to meet you." And Nightwing says, thanks, but that in no way clarifies anything. What are you?" "I'm Nightwing with, oh wait, Nightmite. Not even Nightwing. He's Nightmite. Do you guys know who this is? He's cute though. And Nightwing says, "Oh, you're a 5th dimensional imp. Yes, you're so clever and charismatic and pretty. I can't believe I'm actually meeting you. Look, Nightmite, this isn't a great time. Oh, because you're on an impromptu date weekend with a tied up mob boss. No, I'm on an impromptu date weekend with my girlfriend, Batgirl, and a tied up mob boss. No, well, yes, he's here, but he's not part of the romance." "Oh, you have an imp. Please don't find this entertaining. Oh, it's too late." Batgirl. Wow. I mean, I ship him with Starfire, but whatever makes him happy, I guess. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So the imp from the 5th dimension, so the 5th dimension's a whole other thing. Superman deals with these creatures on a daily, but this little imp guy, he actually prefers Nightwing with Starfire. How funny. And he's saying this to Batgirl. I like Starfire too, but you know, my preference is Batgirl and Nightwing, but that's just a certain version. People can have their faves. This imp says, "I mean, I ship him with Starfire, but whatever makes him happy, I guess." And she's like, excuse me? Speaking of which, you two have had this will they, won't they thing going on. And while you're clearly finally settled on yes, they will, I think this whole thing could use some progression. What are you talking about? Progression. Oh, look. Let's just jump to the whole marriage situation, right? Clearly, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, and everyone here is like, why are we here? No, not yet. Not yet. Why? What's wrong with happiness and commitment? You don't have to be like this guy, all self-denial all the time, denying himself love, happiness, carbs. You've developed an imp, Batman tells Nightwing. Wait, Batman, are you actually here? Look, he may not be the father of the year, but he wouldn't miss your wedding. I don't have time for this, says Batman. There's been a triple homicide. Ugh, so bleak. I don't understand what a bat might seize in you. Go back to your murders and your self-punishing life without bread. You're absolutely sure you don't want this? Did you see the dog? That's Bitewing. Bitewing as a ring bearer is undeniably adorable. Oh my gosh, they got the doggo to be the ring bearer. But yes, we're sure. I love that Batgirl would wear a purple wedding dress. Fine, Batgirl. You can go back to guarding your mobster. Nightwing, we're running out of time anyway. Running out of time for what? Bloodhaven. To stop what's about to happen here. Blockbuster's building? Sorry to say, he's not home. Old Blockbuster may be gone forever, but he's left trouble behind. Years ago, Blockbuster made a deal with the devil, Heron. Neron? I mean that Heron, but it's a Neron. Or Neron? Neuron? He asked for greater intellect. Which, I guess, if he'd had greater intellect before he asked for it, he would have had the imagination to ask for a bit more. The upshot is, he sold his soul. And at some stage, years later, Neuron, thank you for coming. I have a proposal for you. He was able to negotiate. Negotiate how? Oh, he sold someone else's soul. His firstborn's. Her name is Olivia. And she's your biggest fan, Nightwing. So that's who Olivia was at the beginning of that. And where it all comes in. When will I see what she will be very soon. Actually, I'm planning on a little Wonder Woman. Because my sister's birthday is actually at the end of this month. And she is my Wonder Woman. So we are planning a very special Wonder Woman, Supergirl reunion very soon. So it's funny you bring it up. And thank you, Steve. And so that was, and yeah, Aubrey, like apparently this little imp from the fifth dimension doesn't think that Batman eats carbs and that's why he's grumpy all the time. I mean, it's a good theory. What do you have against carbs, Batman? Oh yes, my mushroom land. Yes. It's how you can travel dimensions, right? If you surround yourself with the right totems and images and all that kind of good stuff, who knows where you can end up. So that's going to take care of tonight's live, you guys. Tomorrow, as a reminder, it is Superhero School. We're going to be doing this so every Sunday, starting tomorrow for the next 12 weeks, we have a 12 Hero Academy. So from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. it'll be a free session, and each of my cosplay girls are going to be teaching you guys something different. So tomorrow, Supergirl is going to talk about reclaiming your origin story and solar power, all that kind of good stuff. Next week is going to be Jean Grey. We're going to talk about psychic health, increasing your own clairvoyance, all of that kind of good stuff. Next, we're going to be talking to me, Batgirl, and we're going to talk about overcoming trauma and having resilience in the face of it, right? Athena's a great name too, and Stacey. Athena's one of my favorite goddesses as well. Yes, the goddess of wisdom, love. So you guys, I will catch all of you guys very soon. It's 3 a.m. here, and I know it's daylight savings time, so we're probably going to spring forward. It's probably later than what it is. So I hope you all have beautiful dreams tonight, and remember, it takes true courage for you to play as exactly you in the cosmic game of life. So be sure to play as exactly you because the universe is counting on you, my friends. But no worries, you got backup. I have your back, and your superhero friends from across the multi-dimensions are here for you. All right, guys. Oh, yeah, Athena's Wonder Woman's daughter. We actually should do some stuff on the Wonder Girls, too, right? Donna Troy. Wonder Woman has actually a few daughters, depending on where you look, and we can take a lot of look at the Amazons and goddess energy in that live as well. All right, guys. Stay super wherever you are. Stay magical. And remember that you are part of the grand cosmic story. So if things feel dark, things feel scary, just remember, turn the page, keep going. It gets better, right? All right. Till next time, guys.